welcome to CIO News. I'm Kushbu Soni, your host for the broadcast and a contributing editor at CIO News, where we discuss about business strategy and boardroom issues for technology leaders. This is a recorded session and will be available on our CIO News website, which is cionews.co.in, and our CIO News LinkedIn handle. Our guest for today is Mr. Ajay Kumar Meher, the Group CIO at Ampersand Group. He's a technology leader with passion on digital transformation. With over 24 years of experience in various technology and digital transformation strategies. Ajay brings in business sense and monetization plan on every technology that he has implemented, and he has rich experience in building high traffic OTT product, second screen integration for TV and digital. He's built business centric IT applications to drive productivity and efficiency and big data analytics for understanding the consumer behaviors. Ajay is an active leader with knowledge sharing to various management schools to drive industry knowledge within the Indian education system. Welcome, Ajay.
Thank you, Kushbu. How are you doing?
All fine, Ajay. I think in this current time, just trying to be safe at home and just praying for everything to get better.
Yeah, that's true for everybody in the world today. So let's this phase to pass out as soon as possible.
I know. I think we are in a we are not in a good state, but I think we shall come out of it. I think with the way we are, everybody is trying to help each other. I think we will come out of this.
Yeah,
Uh,
great.
so thank you, Ajay, again for taking out time and participating with us in this platform. Um, it would be great, Ajay, if you can share your insights, about digital transformation and the role of digital transformation in the education industry.
Sure. See, educations, and typically if you look into the current educations, where the student compared to the earlier days, if I'll compare to the Gurukul days, it is always a student and a teacher's relationship. So that relationship somewhere somehow getting faded in the current era. The student actually trying to get their educations from various sources, and one of the sources today schools and the teachers.
Yeah.
So in this particular era, when the things are changing rapidly and the students are actually earning their knowledge from various sources, the teachers' roles are also changing. Rather than the typical guru, which was there earlier,
Yeah.
it is more of a facilitators now. So the teachers should be enable the student so that they can know and make themselves aware about the current happening, the new age learning, etc. from them. So the teachers are actually, the roles are actually changing soon, and you will see that more with the current days coming in. So
Right.
digital transformations, when we are looking into it. So if I will articulate little better with respect to what I'm trying to say, today the likes of learning OTTs like Baidu, your Coursera, etc. when you are coming in, and it is part and parcel of everybody's life today, the students' life today. So they are learning from there, but somehow it is information's overloaded for them. So how the teachers will be enabling them, give them a directions, give them, facilitate the right sources of informations, making themselves aware about the newer age tools, etc. I think that's what the teachers are doing, and this is what the digital transformations in educations are happening today. So you see the edtech platforms are mushrooming everywhere. So if you see the today, more or less everywhere you see a new platform coming out. May it be a software coding platform, or may it be on a K-12 educations or in a higher educations. So this digitally enabled platform is a lot today. So, but what you should be using at what age, in what type of learning you should be doing, that's where I think we need to be control ourselves.
Correct. Correct. So, what you think is the future of education? In the current pandemic area, with the way it is going, what do you think is the future of education?
So if I'll start with say K-12, where pre-primary to the secondary children are there, uh, the schools are closed from last more than a year now, and this year also it is more or less we are not sure what is going to happen now.
Yeah,
Sure. What is going to happen now? So what should we do with respect to the current learning? So it is more of a hybrid. So I'll give you an example of last year when the schools were closed, but somewhere around September, October times, the cases are gone down. Certain states started enabling the students to come to the schools, maybe on the basis of partially, not completely, but partially on the basis of their own judgment, the student can come to the schools.
right,
I believe this will be the norm for some more time when there will be a low and a peak on COVID situations will may happen over there. So might be for some time the schools open. Maybe again some cases will appear, then probably again there will be a partial or a short-term lockdown may happen. So this is really uncertain.
right,
So what kind of educations you should be imparting at a school level? It is more of a hybrid, more of a digitally led educations where the teachers can teach and complete their syllabus on the basis of maybe on in class or maybe online. So how you will be doing it? So that's where the edtech platform comes into the pictures. You can start something on an online way. If the students coming to the school, you can continue the classes maybe on the in class mode, maybe a hybrid, partial student at home, partial student in the class. How you can enable that one? How are you conducting the examinations? The examinations today are really different types. Somewhere you have a multiple choices, somewhere you can write something on a computer screen, somewhere you have to write on a piece of paper. How you are building up a tech platform which will be enabling various sources of various type of examination and assessment. So that's coming on a very large way now, and more or less you will see every school will be adopting, and indeed digital, that's what is the biggest gain. Probably you can see technology point of view, which is in the bad days some things to smile for. Probably that's the digital transformations which is picking it up in a rapid way and doing something, continuing, imparting the uh, classes, imparting the studies class to on a right way. So maybe this will continue for some more time.
right. And do you think that post the pandemic, will we go back to the way the education the education industry was running, or we then start focusing on the way we've transformed in the current pandemic?
So the hybrid, my strong sense is the hybrid mode will continue for some more time. And if the school will open the way it is also, what the practice today, it will not go off completely. So there will be a mode of in school and in home kind of a mode where the what will go off. So the private tuitions may go off in the near future,
Right.
and school will be enabling the learning something which is off school hours also,
Got it. Okay.
through digital modes, through the mode where probably you can see that the technology tech platform which has been adopted by every schools, that will continue probably at a off school hours also. So the content which is getting developed, the videos or the scom packages which is getting developed for the learning point of view, that student can use maybe off hours also. So the homework kind of activities, the kind of self learning kind of activities which they are doing it, they will continue doing on a digital platform.
Okay. Got it.
Okay. So the real hybrid, real mode of learning it on a computing devices will not go off again.
Makes sense. Makes sense. And I think that it makes sense to continue like this. But do you see a challenge, Ajay, faced by students and teachers with online education?
See, COVID stuck to us like stuck to us. There was no preparations. Okay, every businesses in the shortest possible time they tried to manage it either on an ad hoc basis or something on a quick fix, which they did in the last year.
Right,
But after some normalizations for some classes, some months, every organization have started doing something to overcome with respect to the challenges they were facing. And so, while personally, I want the normalizations to happen quickly, but if the COVID situation will continue for some more time, the schools are and the universities are much more prepared with respect to handling the challenges which they were facing last year, last academic year. So I'll give you a couple of challenges so that it is as an example. Examination was a bigger challenge, and you see that the board exams were more or less every board exams has cancelled today. But this is this year. Next year, definitely the scenario will be changing, and you can't have a situations where the typical or the milestone based examination will get cancelled every year by year. So that's not going to happen. Second things which I see is a India as a disparity country. There are premium schools who are enabling themselves with the digital platforms and computing devices to every child. But what will happen to the other part of the country where they are learning from government schools and all these things? So government themselves are preparing themselves to get into that particular zone today. So there are different innovative ideas. So learning through WhatsApp as an example, creating classes, creating examinations through WhatsApp or similar chat platforms or communications platform is also mushrooming. So you can have different mode, different style, different on the basis of the type of the schools and the earning capacity of the students and all these things. But there will be solutions which will be enabling every student to learn something from on a digital mode, and that will take some time, but that will happen.
right. Got it. So, are there any top few technologies immediately that you think will certainly, bring in value add in the education industry, or the education industry should look at these technologies as a mandate for digital transformation?
So two technology, I'm not talking about the name of the technology, you will find many examples such, uh, which probably will make sense. So one is a added self learning, something like you can create a course, you can learn it.
Right,
Okay, so that is added self learning means, as an example, Baiju is a self learning platform.
correct.
But if you can integrate such platforms along with the teachers, so the while the teachers are available and they are enabling the student to doubt their clear while they are studying something.
Right,
So that integrations along with the teachers is one of the critical aspects which is happening in various platforms today. So one is the course management and the teachers integrations over there. That's one technology which is very critical, and people started using it. Many of the schools started using it. Second technologies over here is the massifications of online classes. So last year, everybody started using the platform like Zooms, Microsoft Teams kind of platform to start the online classes. One of the major challenges in this platform, this is used for the conferencing. This is more of a business conferencing. This was never planned and built for a mass online class.
right,
So the many of the features which you definitely looking for a class point of view is not available over there. So that's the reason this year many of this type of online classes, which is very very specific for the class, for a school teachers to the student relationship, that has come up. Yeah.
right.
So there are certain good startups has built up something. I probably name something which I liked the most is like classroom.cloud. So which actually manages a lot with respect to on a cloud environment, a teachers to a student relationship, enabling the online classes over there, and also enabling a online a classroom completely if that's required to be over there in that particular platform. So this type of hybrid platform which online and also in class,
Yeah,
that is critical, and that is what it is. Lot of startups has coming out this year with that particular thought process.
makes sense. Makes sense. So, any other advice, Ajay, that you would want to give to the educational institutes? One is around the digital transformation, definitely about the technologies that you mentioned is definitely a key takeaway. But one around digital transformation and any other strategies or any best practices advice that you would want to share with the other education institutes.
Pre-primary is one segment which has not been handled properly. Pre-primary, where you are talking about the nursery, lower KGs till class one and all these things. This is something, there is a dilemma over here today that how much of screen time should you have for a small child?
Right.
Right. So while the parents are really not in a favor of giving that screen time to their small children, and schools are not sure how to manage that particular challenges. So today, if you look into the pre-primary children's coming to schools are for activities, fun activities, and learning through activities. So they do not have a fundamental classroom kind of learning in today's era. They comes and they use the time for fun and learn by virtue of that one. But today, if you look into the digital transformations, activity, gamifications, etc., though there are a lot of effort has gone over there, but a real supplement to that fun activities on a computer screen or on a tablet screen is yet to evolve. On a piecemeal there are something but not completely. Secondly, how do you manages the parents mindset over here? I'm not saying parents are wrong over here, but if you know that the largest development mind development time is from age bracket of 3 to 8.
Right.
That's the time a child develop their mind the best.
Yeah.
And in this time, if this child is sitting at home watching televisions or something and not involved in studies,
Yeah.
how do you develop that particular child? That is one of the biggest dilemma over there. Probably everybody thought that COVID is a short term, maybe 2 to 4 months activity, that it will go off. But the sense is second wave, people are talking about third wave. We pray to God that nothing like that should happen. But if we should be prepared ourselves with that particular question of if, and how we should be managing these toddlers for education's point of view. That's one of the biggest things which I think technology providers, the schools, the parents needs to be thinking in that directions in a large way and come up with certain solutions for sure.
Absolutely. I think I agree with you, Ajay. Um, Great. I think that brings to the end of our discussion, and thank you so much once again, Ajay, for sharing all your insights with us. And this will definitely give a lot of key takeaways for the education institutes and everybody who's watching us today. So thank you once again, and it was a pleasure to host you.
Thanks a lot, Khushbu. You have a great day ahead.